Hello, everybody. Jim Case here with the Science of Transformation and Adventures in Truth. And wanted to say hi and wanted to check in here and talk to you about this movement. This is something that came to me in an inspiration. This is going to be a short video, but I wanted to kind of condense it all so you could see very quickly and clearly where this is going. The year of conscious creation. This has affected me really profoundly, and we're going to get into the history of the evolution of this. But what I want to say from the get-go, so that you understand where I'm coming from, this movement is not about your emails. This is not about money. This is not about getting you to sign up for anything. This is not about me trying to get you to give me information. This is, for me, purely a movement in energy. I have been contemplating this and working with this for a little while. And if any of you that know me, I am all about energy. And so this spoke to me in a very powerful way of how we can step into conscious creation this year and really get it that we create our own reality, and that changing our relationship with fear is everything that we can do at this point. So let's dive in. Understand that I've never created a movement, so I'm kind of going left foot, right foot with this process. Talking to friends, sharing the idea, getting more feedback, and trying to get the message condensed down so that it can be easily explained. So thank you for being here. Thank you for hopefully being a part of this. Thank you for trusting me to let this unfold this to you, and I hope that you will see how powerfully this can affect our lives. So let's start with the evolution of this movement. So how this came to be is, in the process of meditation, I was contemplating this idea of 7.5 billion people on the planet, maybe even closer to 8 now. But 7.5 billion people on this planet at the same time, right now in history, is to me an extraordinary thing. All of these souls have come to the planet physically, in physical form, to be here now. There has to be something important to that in my mind, because the amount of energy that we have generated on this planet is astronomical. And what we're seeing right now in real time, is how energy works. When someone with a big enough bullhorn can say the same thing repeatedly, we can change mass consciousness. When someone, or a small group of someone's, starts to focus in a particular fashion and then move that momentum into the world, it begins to have an effect and begins to change things. That's what I want to do now. I am tired of us sitting watching as our governments unfold things that are complete lunacy, as our world is split and divided by complete lunacy. And the exciting thing about this for me is, one, it doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. 2, it doesn't matter what your religion is. 3, it doesn't matter what your sex is. 4, it doesn't matter what you ate for breakfast. 5, it doesn't matter what you believe or don't believe. It matters not. Because this movement is about understanding 7.5 billion people on this planet ready to use their energy if we know how to harness it. We are energetic beings. I encourage you to embrace that. I encourage, in this year of conscious creation, that we come together to understand the power that we hold just by being here. So this movement is very simple. The movement is this. So here's 7.5 billion people, but I changed that perspective. It's not really 7.5 billion people. It's 7.5 billion worlds inhabiting our planet right now. So what do I mean by that? Straight up, very simple. No one can live your life but you. No one can change your life but you. No one can influence your life but you, without your permission, without your allowing, without your acceptance, right? So this thing, this world that you are creating right this very moment, and have been since the moment of your inception, you have been creating and evolving. So this thing about these individual worlds is significant to me, because we are all encapsulated in our own world of creation, trying to understand who we are and evolving that understanding. Okay, are you with me? So Being in that world means there are 7.5 billion unique worlds unfolding here because we are all creating our own experience. So why is this an important part? Well, it's important because the crux of this movement right now, my world is good, is a statement that cuts across all stuff that I already mentioned, the sex, the politics, the religion, all of it, cuts through all of it. It's a largely generic statement that's focused in good. And I am desiring to create a movement to shift us from this negative place that has been supported and created to using our power to change that. And so what's required is momentum. What's required are numbers. What's required is focus, attention, and intention. That's it. That's all. So my world is good is about my world and your world and her world and his world and that world and that world and that world. Vibrationally, this statement is all about my world is good. My world is good. There's nothing more to it. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to dissect it. You don't have to contemplate it. Well, you can contemplate it because it's pretty awesome. But you don't have to do anything but intend it, focus it, and state it. Because when we all do that in unison together, we are creating the same energy. And when those energies come together, we create a tipping point in our reality, in our world. Because suddenly we are focused in a momentum of goodness instead of a momentum of negativity. Okay, so how does this work? Let's talk about that. So that's the evolution of the movement. 7.5 billion people watching all this negativity, feeling in my heart, people feeling very powerless, feeling very like, what's the point? What can I do at this point? It's an insane asylum. And nobody wants to listen to anybody else. So let's disregard that. Let's stop playing on that playing field. Let's make our playing field. The playing field of the year of conscious creation. The playing field of my world is good. My world is good. And so here's how the execution of this movement works. It's really simple. All you have to do is focus on those words and feel them as you say them, preferably out loud as much as you can, because then the ears hear it and it begins a cycle of myelination in the brain. It begins a process of putting new grooves of experience in the brain that begin to create that outcome. What I can tell you in this execution is that without a doubt, if you execute this, you will start to see the goodness in your world, and then you will be inspired to more goodness and more goodness and more goodness. And as more of us do that, we get inspired together and we collect together and we create together, although we're still creating in our own worlds. It's an amazing thing to me, because even in that, we can't change everybody else's world, but we can support the change, hold the space for the change. My world is good. So to me, this is about using that statement as often as you possibly can. I would encourage you, when you come back in your body in the morning, you know that place where you first come back in your body, I would encourage you to use this right then and there and just lay there for a minute. My world is good. And it doesn't matter where you are, guys. Let's get clear about that. It matters not the state you're in when you start this, because it will change as you affirm, as you intend this energy, it will change in you. And I'm going to do an example right here, right now. I'm in a somewhat neutral place, but I'm not having anything major going on. But I want to show you, I want you to see in real time what changes in my experience here as I do this. Okay. It's very simple. My world is good. 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 Can you see the joy that is escalating in my experience right now? I hope you can. I hope you can feel it, because it's amazing to me. That's what I mean here. We create every minute of every day. Let's choose how we create. And let's do it together so that we can create an environment outside on the earth that we live in, where we are connected to how good our world is. We've spent plenty of time looking at how bad our world is. Let's change that. Let's focus on something different. That's all it is. That's it. So 10 times in the morning, even better if you can look at yourself in the mirror at some point throughout the day and say it to yourself. Eye contact, the whole 9 yards. You will be surprised at how powerfully it impacts you. The other thing that you can do with this is, if you believe it enough, if you can encourage yourself enough with this, write it out, draw it on something, some colored piece of paper, any kind of color. Pick a purple piece of paper. My world is good. And then you put that somewhere that you see it. Maybe it's your bathroom mirror every morning. Just boom, bathroom mirror, that purple. So every time you see purple in that color, every time you see purple, my world is good. You can put those, you could take little squares, little 1-inch squares of purple and stick them all over your world, so that every time you see a little purple square, your brain goes, oh, my world's good. Oh, my world's good. These are all basic techniques for training the brain. But for purposes of intention, the key things here to remember are feeling it. My world is good. And getting into the meat of feeling every single word of the phrase, because that's where you're creating intention and relationship with that energy. What I can also tell you is that as you do this, you will see things change. And what I'm going to encourage is that as I do these posts, I'm going to ask you guys, share the goodness that you're experiencing. Share what you're seeing as a result of seeing your world is good. And just start the momentum moving forward. This is simply a group, us, you, me, all of us, gathering to create change. We don't have to burn things. We don't have to break things. And that may be true for some people, that needs to happen. That's their process, whatever the case may be. But I'm encouraging us to get conscious. I want us to, all of us, anybody within the sound of my voice, I want us all to come to a place where conscious creation is our foundation, where we choose how we engage. And then we create the energy of that engagement, because this world that I'm in is mine. The world you are in is yours. Own it, create it, make it the best possible world you could possibly have. And take your attention off the nonsense that is only getting in the way of you creating what you want, because your focus is there. Focus on the movement. Bring yourself to that place. My world is good. My world is good. My world is good. I get to be here right now with you. My world is good. So a couple little caveats that I want to be really clear about. The statement is the statement. Don't change it. When you start to feel that joy bubbling up inside of you, and you start to feel that my world is good experience, there's a tendency as human beings, we want to make it better. Well, my world's not good. My world's great. Well, now you've disconnected yourself from the energy of this flow. You can create your own flow. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying your flow's bad. I'm saying for purposes of this movement, honor the movement. Honor the energy that I'm asking you to call forth. My world is good. My world is good. Stay with that. Work with that. I'm going to stay deeply connected to this. And as I'm inspired, if that statement changes, I'll let you know. I will bring forward more information if that's where we are. But right now, I think it's just a matter of changing the course of the energy we are experiencing. We are in so much out of our depth, we think, because of what we see in the world happening right now. And truly, if we stay there, we are out of our depth, way out of our depth. But we do have one thing that we can change, and that's our mind, our thoughts, and our energy. And when we do that, it changes everything. And you may have to confront your fear in order to do that. You may have to change your relationship with fear to get to that place, but you can still do the mantra all day long, all day long. My world is good. My world is good. My world is good. This is about the year. Oops. What am I doing? Pushing buttons. This is about the year of conscious creation. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you for hearing this. I'm going to come on and periodically, share more about this and talk about this. And please don't hesitate to put stuff in the comments. I want to hear from you. I'm going to try to get on the comments as I see the goodness showing up. What am I seeing? It doesn't have to be giant things, but as we intend this thing, as more of us intend this thing, hashtag my world is good. Spread the hashtag. Please share this video. Please share the hashtag. Just put it out in the world so that we can start to create this momentum. I want to see us shift in 2021. I want to see a world of conscious creation. That's what I want. And I want you to be a part of it. And I hope and pray that you will step into this with me. And if not this, then I hope you create your own positive momentum and movement forward. But we're here to support and uplift. And hopefully, the more that join us and engage with us, the more it will come to fruition. And that's not even a hope, that's a guarantee. Because I know when you are clear in your intention, it must come to be. And everything else must move around to that for that to be there. So my world is good, is a vibrational intensity, is a vibrational focus, is a vibrational destination. And everything that is not in alignment with that will change. We just have to stay focused, and stay focused in my world is good. One other piece of this, you can use this throughout the day. If you find yourself going into a negative space, if you find yourself going into a place that you don't feel good about, stop and simply say, my world is good. My world, and feel into that. Feel into the joy of that. And it will change your state, which will change your perspective of the thing that you are responding to in the moment or reacting to. And it will also help you refocus the world, your intention of the world is good, of your world is good, because you are the creator of it. Thank you for watching. I love you. I appreciate you. And I can't wait to see where this goes from here. You guys rock. Thanks so much and have an amazing day.